Mariners lose 5-4. They're a 500 baseball team. There were scoring plays. Most of them involved the Athletics, or more of them anyway. Most is probably a little misleading. Please check out simplyseattle.com. They have awesome stuff for all of your local sports teams, including the one we're talking about today. And if you use code MOLLYWOP15, MOLLYWHOP15, you save 15% off your order. You just type it in to checkout. Or if you don't want to type it in, there's a link in the description. You click on it, then you copy and paste that code. Bada boom, bada bing. It's great. Simply Seattle is awesome. The Mariners are not. This is over. And I know technically it's not, but yes, it is. And let me just get this out of the way real quick. I not only hope I'm wrong, I pray I'm wrong. Since I was a little boy, all I have ever wanted was the Seattle Mariners to win a World Series. That's a little bit hyperbolic. There's other stuff that I've wanted, but it was awful high on the list. Awfully, awfully high. And it's another year, all but assuredly, it's another year where that's not going to happen. In fact, it's another year where they're not going to make the playoffs. I have seen in my 41 plus years of life, the Seattle Mariners make the postseason 5 times. And since I turned 18 and graduated in 2001, shout out River Ridge High School, I have seen the Mariners make the playoffs twice. One of them that fall in 2001. And it's pathetic. And there have been a lot of things that have changed since 2001. There are a lot of moving pieces. But the one thing that is stuck is mediocrity at best. Many years well below mediocrity. A couple years above it. But for the most part, it has been just mediocrity. And the worst part has been accepted mediocrity. And I'm not going to be one of those people who calls for a boycott. I'm not going to be one of these people who, because I just don't. I get it. But if the Seattle Mariners are something you love, I'm not going to ask you to cut them out of your life, even if it could lead to something greater in the end. It's very possible. It's very possible that it could lead to something greater. But what I am going to tell you is that there has to be changes. There has to be changes. Look, even if the Mariners somehow go on, there's 24 games left, you probably got to go 18-6, something like that, in order for this to happen. Some number along that line. Even if that happens, I think that there's changes that need to be made. But especially with how this year has gone, and it's not just how they're finishing, it's how they started. And outside of a few really, really hot weeks, it's been the story of the season. And it's been the story of the organization. I keep going back. A lot of people love to go back to the 54% quote. And don't get me wrong, it was a horrible quote. Horrible. And the doing us a favor quote and bragging about the contract extensions, all of that stuff. But the quote I keep going back to is by someone who isn't here anymore. It's Katie Riggs, who said very bluntly, "We're not asking you to be patient anymore." Funny thing is, she's gone, not fired. She left for a better job and a job that was much closer to home. I have no ill will towards Kitty Griggs, by the way. I have ill will towards this ownership group. I have ill will towards this front office. I have ill will to the players. And I got to tell you, I have not been impressed with Dan Wilson. Now, it's a small sample. He's learning on the job. The fact he's learning on the job is absolutely insane and makes you wonder how much they seriously, well, so do you believe still? And there's a difference between belief and hope. And hope is fine. I don't blame anyone at all. I still have hope, but it's not based on anything I've seen. It's based on hope because what's the alternative? I have found in my life that negativity is can't have it. You can't have it. You have to be honest, and that's what I think we're being. But hoping for the bad result, I think, is troublesome. I would just caution people who, yeah, hopefully you know what I'm saying. But that's all it is. It's blind hope because the alternative is way too depressing. You know, Astros lose, you get off to that 3-0 start, you're feeling pretty darn good. Not great, but you're feeling good. You start to play in your head with, okay, looks like this is going to be a win. Make up a game here, make up a game there, and then that Houston series. That Houston series is not going to matter. And it's partially because Houston is playing good baseball, even with the loss today. And it's mostly because the Seattle Mariners are just not very good. And it's unacceptable that they're not very good. You told us to not be patient. Well, here I am, showing my lack of patience. Gosh, I hope this video becomes one of those. And it won't be now because I mention it, but I would just love to be wrong. I'd love, love, love this team to just shove over the final 24 and make this look so stupid. But guys, girls, everyone, what in the world tells you that this team can do that? There's no way. There's no way that you are currently watching this Seattle Mariner baseball team and saying, well, yep, they're due. They're due for one of those hot runs. They're just not very good. They cannot make up for mediocre starting pitching performances at all. Mile Y will continue. We will recap every game. I will continue to do this because I love it. I hate this baseball team. I had a video a few weeks ago where I said, I think I hate this team. No, I hate this team. I love a lot of players, but I hate this team. but I will continue to recap every single Mariner game. I would really appreciate if you guys kept watching. I will do my best to have better analysis than me just screaming it's over. I guess I didn't scream, but I don't know. I've ended way too many videos with I don't know. I want to know. I want to know what this plan is, except I know what this plan is. I know exactly what this plan is. This plan is to continue to be just good enough to placate and satiate, but never good enough to reach that ultimate goal. And barring something completely unforeseeable, and believe me when I say it's unforeseeable, barring something unforeseeable, it's going to be another year with the Seattle Mariners not doing the thing that we desperately want to see them do.